بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. فجزاكم الله خيرا على حسن حضوركم وحسن استماعكم وحسن نياتكم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. قال المصنف رحمة الله عليه: فالاسم يعرف بالخفض والتنوين ودخول الألف واللام وحروف الخفض. فالاسم يعرف بالخفض والتنوين أو ودخول الألف واللام عليه، وقد نكتفي بودخول الألف واللام وحروف الخفض، وهي من وإلى وعن وعلى وفي ورب والباء والكاف واللام، وحروف القسم وهي الواو والباء والتاء. The Musannif rahmatullahi alayh told us فَالْإِسْمُ يُعْرَفُ بِالْخَفْضِ. He wants to describe what al-ism is. So from his beautiful work is that he rahmatullahi alayh describes the alamat of everything. How do you recognize? So in this case he's going to tell us how do we recognize the ism. And he named most of the noun's signs, because the beauty of his writing is to describe to us the signs. We recognize the signs, then we can bring the hukm, we can bring the ruling, whether it is ism, fi'l or harf. فَالْإِسْمُ يُعْرَفُ بِالْخَفْضِ. The ism will be known by khafd. Khafd is kasra. A kasra, one or two kasras, which we call kasratan, after or at the end of the word. With tanween and tanween. Tanween is kasratan, fathatan, dhammatan. Two kasras, two fathas, two dhammas. وَدُخُولِ الْأَلِفِ وَاللَّامِ عَلَيْهِ. And that alif and lam are before it, meaning that particular word. So let's discuss. فَالْإِسْمُ يُعْرَفُ بِالْخَفْضِ وَالتَّنْوِينِ وَدُخُولِ الْأَلِفِ وَاللَّامِ عَلَيْهِ. So alhamdulillah, he is described for us. فَالْإِسْمُ يُعْرَفُ بِالْخَفْضِ. الخفض. 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 ألف لام خاء فاء ضاد. الخفض يعرف بالخفض. The ism will be known by khafd. We said that khafd is kasra. Kasra. And that will be kasratun wahida. One kasra. كسرة واحدة أو كسرتان. أو كسرتان. So it must be one kasra or two kasras, which we call tanween itself. And khafd كما يقول شارح الأجرومية: وأقول للاسم علامات يتميز عن أخويه الفعل والحرف بوجود واحدة منها أو قبولها. وقد ذكر المؤلف رحمة الله عليه من هذه العلامات 4 علامات، وهي الخفض والتنوين ودخول الألف واللام ودخول حرف من حروف الخفض. He said, I say that ism has particular characteristics or signs, symbols that would differentiate it and set it apart from its 2 relatives, which are, of course, the fi'l and harf. Whether one of these signs are there present, or the particular word does accept one of these signs, meaning the particular word may not have the sign on it, which is alif and lam or tanween. But if you were to put any of these signs there, it would be acceptable. And he mentioned them as 4 alamat. Kam? How many? 4. 4. الخفض والتنوين ودخول الألف واللام وحرف من حروف الخفض. Those are خفض, which means it has a kasra, which you all know goes at the bottom of the word, or tanween, or alif and lam in the beginning, or alif and lam, or alif and lam in the beginning, or one of the huruf al-khafd. So once we have any of these particular signs, we know that it is ism. We know that it is ism. So let's discuss one of them. Al-khafd. 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 If you all remember, one of Allah's names is Khafid. Excuse me, Al-Khafid. The abaser. The abaser, the one who abases, means the one who brings low. The one who brings low. So khafd, as Sharih al-Ajurumiyya said, in the lugha, in the Arabic language, is considered ضد الارتفاع. ضد الارتفاع. ضد الارتفاع. Opposite of elevation. Opposite of elevation. To be elevated is to be lowered. That's what khafd is. May Allah elevate us in this life and in the hereafter. So khafd, as we see, is ضد الارتفاع. So khafd, as we see here, is ضد الارتفاع. ضد الارتفاع. To continue, as for nahu, as for grammar, Arabic grammar, it is كسرة التي يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها. التي يحدثها كسرة التي يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها. الكسرة التي يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها. This means a kasra that is caused, يعني يحدثها here is caused by al-amil, is caused by the effector, the manipulator, which means typically the manipulator, maybe a number of things. One of those is huruf al-khafd, that of course, as we said here, amil may be a number of things. Maybe something like harf khafd, one of the particles of being pulled down, or pullers, we could call it. It could be other things like al-idafa, a relative phrase. These things would cause the ism. They will call al-amil. They would be called al-amil, the effector. التي يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها, that is caused by the effector or something that stands in its place. Because sometimes the kasra might not be a kasra on the particular word, but something may be there that would still be affected by the effector, which would be al-amil, which literally means the worker. So this amil does work on that particular word. It affects the word, and sometimes there's a kasra that will be caused, or a ya will be caused, or other than that, as we will see. وذلك مثل كسر الراء. ذلك مثل كسر الراء في قولك بكر وعمر، في نحو قولك مررت ببكر، وقولك هذا كتاب عمرو، فبكر وعمر اسمان لوجود الكسرة في أواخر كل واحد منهما. The examples that were struck for this particular alama, this particular sign, are the kasra in both the word bakrin, and amrin. كسرتان. So if I put Bakr in the sentence and I say marartu ببكر ببكر مررت ببكر. مررت ببكر. I passed by بكر. This is خفض. Ba here is the amil. It is the effector. It affects the word bakr and it causes kasra. In this case, kasratan. مثال آخر, another example, as we said, هذا كتاب عمرو. عمرو. هذا كتاب عمرو, which means this is Amr's book. This is Amr's book. The amil here is not kitab. It is a indicated harf khafd, a puller, one of the particles that pull. It is indicated here in this empty space that we will discuss later. So هذا كتاب عمرو. This particular sentence structure is called mudaf and mudaf ilayh, which we will get into more detail inshallah later on. Mudaf and mudaf ilayh, which means a relative phrase. هذا كتاب عمرو, for example. So the word عمرو and the word bakrin are both considered isms. Why? Correct. That's because Bakr has kasratan, has a kasra on it, as well as Amr has a kasra on it. They both have kasras, therefore they are considered both isms. They are both considered isman. In the next part, we will discuss, to review, khafd. Say that khafd is one of the ways, one of the indicators of the ism. And khafd, as we said, is al-kasra التي يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها. الكسرة التي يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها. The kasra that is caused by the effector or that which takes its place. So to review it, we have al-khafd. Al-khafd, which is ضد الارتفاع. ضد الارتفاع. ضد الارتفاع. ضد الارتفاع. It is the opposite of elevation. And it means الكسرة التي يحدثها العامل. يحدثها العامل. يحدثها العامل أو ما ناب عنها. أو ما ناب عنها. the kasra that the amil, the effector, causes, or something that is in place of that kasra, something that is in place of the kasra. And we said the examples were the likes of bakrun becoming bakrin. Bakrun becomes bakrin. In the statement marartu bi bakrin. Marartu bi bakrin. So bakrun, these are dhammatan, two dhammas, becomes bakrin. Why? Because of ba. Ba is the amil. Al-amil. It is the effector. It is having an effect on bakr. What is that effect? Kasra. Bakrun becomes bakrin. In this case, it's kasratan. In addition to that, the statement amrin. Amrin. Or I should say, Amrun becomes Amrin. Amrun becomes Amrin. In the statement, هذا كتاب عمرو. The amil is a hidden particle here, a hidden harf that affects this particular word amrun to become amrin. هذا كتاب عمرو. هذا كتاب عمرو. And that finishes our review of the first alama, the first indicator or sign or signal of an ism is that it's خفض. فالاسم يعرف بالخفض. هذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد. كتاب أنزلناه إليك